Welcome to the INTJ equation. Today I want to look at the personality type of Alex Jones. But before we get started, I want to show you a clip and see if you can guess which trickster function this is. Just go ahead and let me know down in the comments below.
Made you push Y2K. Wow.
Well, but let me go further. This is one of the few times in my life that I don't want to say I didn't have integrity. I kind of let them convince me. But I think back to the point in the conference room, I just kind of went, okay, sure, I get it. And then I went, and then once I decided it was true, I really pushed it. So it's almost like I'd lied to myself, because I'm being honest about this process.
Right.
So this is what happened.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of mistyping in the community, so let's see what other sources say about Alex Jones and what personality type he might be. While personality database is pretty horrible, they did get Johnny Depp right, who was an INFP, so if you want to go ahead and watch that, go ahead and click up here. Let's see if lightning strikes twice for them. Personality type famouspeople.com typed Alex Jones and INTJ. Where the hell did they get INTJ from?
God fucking damn it, man. What the fuck?
Let's break down the two types real quick. ENFPs have NE hero, FI mother father, TE trickster, SI inferior, and for the shadow functions they have NI opposing personality, FE cynics, TI trickster, and SI demon. And for interaction styles from Linda Behrens, ENFPs are progression, informing, and initiating. Let's take a quick look at INTJs and how their functions stack. They have NI hero, TE mother father, FI trickster, SC inferior, and their shadow functions consist of NE opposing personality, TI cynics, FE trickster, and SI demon. And an INTJ's interaction styles are as follows. They are direct in communication, they are responding, and they are progression types as well, like ENFPs. This first clip that I'm going to show is pretty obvious. He's an extrovert. Initiating preferences are often seen as extroverts in Linda Behrens' interaction style. So let's go ahead and show the clip real quick.
So we think of it as a leftist thing that's out of control. No,
Yeah,
this is a science.
I paraphrased it and I fucked it up. But the point is, what they didn't see, they didn't use hindsight. They didn't.
It's called ingsoc.
Well, it's so hard to talk with you.
If that's not enough evidence that Alex Jones is an extrovert, let's go ahead and show you these clips of him on Infowars with guests. They get quite frustrated because they keep getting cut off, which is really annoying.
Well, you know, and
I mean, all the time. It's Hollywood. They're the ones all doing it. That's like a Texas thing. You darling.
yeah, you can't say darling.
That's what you do in the South.
You can't even.
And these are women on Facebook. We don't even know knew him. And then he's Darren. What do you make of this?
These guys are funny. I'll admit a lot of.
And I do too.
So they can't just be anti-Trump all the time. It's killing their ratings. Their ratings, and it's
the globalism.
But look,
you've got a stack of articles.
this one is pretty huge. I don't think you've seen this one yet. This article only lasted for 24 hours.
And they pulled it. I saw it. I saw it today because it showed that
The body is nothing more than 90% water. Okay, if you focus all your effort on
isn't it a colony organism? Huge radio receiver.
it's not 90% evil and 10% good. Right now,
No. I'm not trying to. I agree that we're turning the tide.
they're also seeing that there's a select group of people
Resistance.
that are
Oh, that's great.
getting the truth out, and that.
Well, that's like insects. If you sit there, but
What is disrupting?
and we know it's fluoride and electrochemical.
Okay, now.
And by the time they remove it, they got 50 more poisonous things out.
They remove it and they put the next wonder drug into the thing. But you have to know in order to come up with a
They cut
solution.
my grandmother's lung out, and she didn't even have cancer.
Want to hear a bunch of extroverts trying to get a word in? Watch
Food
this.
got
gotta push Y2K. You
Let
gotta
me tell
push
you what
that
happened. Let me tell you what
Y2K.
happened.
Y2K means
But the station wants to make all this money.
500K.
Okay?
So the station.
I had to listen to that for 3 hours. 3 hours, over 3 hours actually. It was a lot to get through, and it was very, very, very hard. So go ahead and give this video a quick like. And if you like it, go ahead and subscribe, please, and share this video.
Tweet that said,
What drives me crazy
it's not-
is you're
it's not
hating me
funny.
right now
No, I love you.
because you're not drinking.
Okay, so ENFPs lead with NE, and INTJs lead with NI. So let's go ahead and try to differentiate the two and see which one Alex Jones prefers.
experts and proof we have.
How did she do that? What do you mean? But let's not
tried
keep,
to break into 6 states.
Let's not go on these
Trump
long
beat her.
rants where there's a bunch of different statements that need to be addressed.
Sure.
So let's just, from right there, you got to get to that.
So here's a clip of Joe Rogan calling Alex Jones out in his progression interaction style.
And I understand you want to go over each piece of this. Let's go through.
Yeah, well, we have to. We have to.
I agree. Let's go through each piece.
But understand, you understand that the way you talk, and I enjoy the way you talk.
It's fast.
But the way you talk is fast, and you go on these long tangents, and then you go to frogs being gay, and a lot of things happen. I want to do it.
And people can, because I'm putting a record out.
Yes, but I want to do it step by step.
As I mentioned before, Joe Rogan is an ESTP, and they are an in-charge type, and they like to control the situation. Alex Jones is all over the place, seeing that he's an NE user, and Joe Rogan tries to pretty much ground him and bring the interview back to ground level.
With you in my notes, because this is everything.
Are you a climate change denier?
Well, see, imagine how that's how they use that term.
Right.
Are you a climate change denier? It's like a 9/11 denier.
Right.
No, the towers got blown up. Our government had prior warning and had been funding Al Qaeda, and all that came out later in Senate reports and the 28 pages.
Let's not go there just now, because we're going to go down a rabbit hole.
That's true, but let's go to carbon. I agree with you there.
Okay, what is Joe Rogan made up out of?
Carbon.
Okay.
Carbon-based life form. We are literally stardust. That's a song, right?
Exactly. What are trees made out of?
Tree stuff.
Carbon.
Yeah, but carbon-based life forms. It's most
The
things
whole
on the
planet. And so this is the carbon cycle. This is in the mainline textbooks.
I understand.
So just like they come out and assault reality now and say a little boy is biologically a girl. I don't care if he grows up wants to be he's a girl.
Rabbit hole. Let's not go down these
But I'm saying it's not science. They go, the science is settled. There's not two genders. Fucking S.
Okay, hold on. Let's not go down that road. If you want to go down that road in the future, we will.
No,
But right now,
I'll do it. Let me tell you.
I want you to talk about carbon.
I know.
I don't want to get off.
All right, let's take a different look at Alex Jones in a different situation here. He's at the Sandy Hook defamation trial, and here he's using NE as well. So let's go ahead and look at this clip.
We play devil's advocates. We look at both sides. I don't do that very often now because people can edit tapes and hurt you bad. And I would say, well, let's look at this. They're saying this, and they believe that. And now let's look at this. And as later as I realized my show had a lot. Yes, we would have a lot of calls. Sometimes the whole show would be calls. Sometimes it would be all guests. Sometimes I would just decide I had so much news that I was going to just cover up to 100 stories on there and just look at them. The audience knows whether it's the BBC or whether it's an Infowars story or whatever it is, they can choose. They can go look it up for themselves. We're just covering what's in this. And so we just bam, bam, bam. It's the same way today. Like Pelosi's in Taiwan. What do you think of it? You think there's going to be a war? The Chinese are threatening war. Oh, look, Biden fell down again. Oh, look, that they found another trailer full of 50 dead people in Texas. This is horrible. We got to do something about this. And it's just coming up next. It's real simple. I got a stack of news. We're going to play a video clip.
Just another thing I want to point out here that he's very informative as well, where INTJs are direct. ENFPs are informative, and they go on and on about the same thing. These pop typology websites and YouTube channels and blogs are often wrong, so let's just look at something. Let's stop here and take a look and verify some things. Here are some things that INTJs and ENFPs have in common. They're both, of course, FITE users. So let's take a look at Alex Jones and see which thinking and feeling functions he prefers to use. In this clip here, you could also see that he's using SI, recalling his...
When I was about 17, I really liked listening to talk radio. And I'd grown up with my dad on road trips listening to like Larry King when he was still on radio. And I really liked Larry King on radio and then also on CNN. And I also liked Howard Stern, thought he was funny. And I really wanted to be a talk show host, a shark.
Here's another clip of Jones using TE, and he's also, again, very, very informative here and just goes on and on and on.
Man who had a national show that was managing the local station, 98.9, said, I think you should come in and do like a 3-hour radio show this Saturday and see what people think. And they had Howard Stern on their station. They had G. Ward Liddy, a bunch of other big hosts. They had some other big local hosts who couldn't light the phone lines up. And the first time I went in, they got about 100 calls the first night.
How old were you?
Clip of Bill Maher, saying we need to depopulate the human population. And we got, let's take calls. What do you think about Bill Maher saying we should get rid of the majority of people? Well, who's going to do that? Who's going to do the killing? I think this is wrong. I think it's dangerous. I think it sounds like Hitler. I mean, that's what we do.
And how did...
Okay, let's go back and look at Jones, whether he uses NI or NE. Here is two back-to-back clips basically of Eddie Bravo, the ESFP jiu-jitsu conspiracy guy, and Joe Rogan, of course, the ESTP, pretty much complimenting Jones on him going on these long tangents and not needing scripts and teleprompters and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and look at this real quick.
You get on rants, and you'll connect 4 or 5 different non-related subjects.
But that's
it's beautiful. It's not
only
bad.
a guy that
Well,
does
it's hard to
that.
listen to.
Only
You're
a
nice.
guy that does that.
You guys
that
are
can
nice.
Go rant after rant after rant after rant with no teleprompters. Only a guy that could do is
No, but I'm
is the
not
guy
just saying
that's
that,
at his,
Eddie. You're
in his
smart.
place.
One day, I'm going to make an ESFP laugh reel. Here's a little sample of Eddie Bravo's laugh.
Kids 10 years old, 10 years old up to college.
Talking to extroverts as an introvert can be really, really frustrating. And again, Joe Rogan, though he's an extrovert, he's not as bad about it. He's going off on Alex Jones again for interrupting him constantly.
Experts and proof we have.
How did she do that? What do you mean? But let's not
tried to
keep,
break into 6 states.
let's not go on these
Trump
long
beat her.
rants where there's a bunch of different statements that
Sure.
need to be addressed.
Sure.
So let's just from right there. You got to get to that.
While there's some similarities between INTJs and ENFPs, I think there's more differences. One odd thing about Alex Jones that he's actually more right than he's wrong. If you go ahead and look at his history, he's right about probably 80% of the things that he does say. And I think there's people that mistake this for NI, but rather he does talk about his sources, like being CIA and New York PD and all these TE examples. And I think he goes off that and kind of connects the dots with his NE to come to certain conclusions and makes it look like he's an NI user.
The spirit cooking and, oh, Aleister Crowley and, oh, there'll be semen and blood.
Because NI is kind of known for just intrinsically knowing what's going to happen in the future. But here, Alex Jones is looking at external possibilities outside of himself and coming to these conclusions and looking at the bits and pieces here rather than going in and figuring out what's the best path forward personally. So I don't think he's an NI user, an NI hero, much less.
I have good CIA people and FBI and Secret Service, okay, telling me, yes, Alex, it's worse than you know. Keep getting them. It's going to come out. And it's starting to come out and saying, watch, when we start arresting the pedophile networks, we're going to roll up the Democrats and the Republicans that are involved.
Well, I think that's enough evidence. It seems that Alex Jones is in fact an ENFP, and personality database is on a roll, and they got 2 in a row right. So let's give them a hand. And if you like these videos, go ahead and binge watch this playlist up here of celebrities that are mistyped. Thank you for going beyond the clickbait and have a great day.